My name is Michael Ori. I'm the founder of Studio 11. I wanted to have a big, beautiful space to film and to do photography in. And also I have a love to teach and to build a community around art and artists. So in 2011, I started to really toy with the idea of actually building out a studio.
It was kind of serendipitous. A space came available, which is absolutely stunning.
And in 2012, my lifelong dream of having that space actually came true, and founded Studio 11 in 2012. From that, it just kind of escalated and kept growing in the same fashion that it started. A lot of connections in the community and a lot of meeting a lot of different people.
I came to Studio 11 because I was a photographer, wanting to expand my photography business, and there's not a lot of spaces that look like this. Utah and Salt Lake has a way of just like tearing down old historic structures to build new stuff, which is great. The new things in Salt Lake are awesome, but you have to remember some of the history, and the history has a lot of character with it. And so Studio 11 is in an old building with a lot of character and a lot of history. So anyone looking for something different than the norm comes to Studio 11 to use it for photography and for video.
When we originally founded Studio 11, I was actually working out of the corner storage closet that is now the storage closet for Studio 11. And then we had desks kind of out in the big studio where we would have people come in and rent. When someone would have a shoot or someone would have something big going on, we really didn't have enough space to like shuffle everybody off. So in 2015, we decided that we had enough momentum and enough growth. We're finally going to be able to give people what they wanted, was what we always wanted to do, a collaborative art space with actual desks, workstation, private offices. We tore out the soundstage, ripped out the old conference room, and literally just ripping a saw through the wall and then knocking them down in sections and then pulling everything out. In 2015, in December, we actually took over an additional 6,500 square feet. So we're around 8,500 square feet total now.
If you're trying to find a big white, just kind of nondescript place to do a photo shoot, if you're trying to highlight clothing or a product or a certain style, a way that decorations are set up, or the way that you can set up something for a specific event, Studio 11 is like perfect for that.
It's used for all sorts of things, and that's really the reason why it looks the way it looks.
It's just white, it's a blank canvas, and the slightest change that you make will completely change the space.
Anybody can create whatever they want to do, any theme, any look, any style. It's great to see everybody's different talents. So we can do weddings, we do art galleries, we do all kinds of community events.
We've rented it out to musicians, to artists, to painters, to the LDS Church, filming documentaries about some of their founders, and I mean, bands rocking out in their private parties.
So Studio 11 is now made up of a bunch of spaces. Creative Commons, Ori Media is part of Studio 11. But the two production spaces that are for rent are Studio A, which is our main production space, which is a large open space with large white columns holding up the ceiling, a large 15 by 30 foot cyc wall with an infinity cove, lots of white brick and white walls, 4 really big west-facing windows, so you always have different light throughout the day, whether it's a shadow casting through the windows on the wall, or it's just nice even light coming in the morning hours. Studio B is a really cool space. We're shooting in it now. It is also a nice big white open space. Here we have wall-mounted paper rolls. We have one big nice white brick wall and one large south-facing window that lets in lots of light throughout the day for a more consistent look. In Studio B, there's also a vanity room, which can be used if you have a lot of models or something like that. What I think excites me the most is when people use the entire space. You're using Studio B and Studio A. You can hold really big productions in Studio 11 if you use both spaces.
This is like just a step of where we want to go with this and what we are doing with this. So yeah, stay tuned for what's coming, and thank you for being a part of what has been.
I am Joey Chonitis. I'm the operations manager for Studio 11.
My name is Ashley Francis, and I am the event coordinator for Studio 11.
I'm Michael Ori, and I founded Studio 11 in 2012.